In this video today, we're going to talk about what I see most investors are getting wrong about dividends. Hi there, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Navar. I'm the founder and lead engineer of the Navexa portfolio tracker. And in my unique position of doing this over the last 7 years, I've talked to hundreds, if not thousands of investors, and it shocked me every single time to learn this big mistake. Now, if you're a bit of an expert or you know a bit of stuff about any particular topic, you'll know that there's one or two questions you can ask someone which will quickly reveal whether they're a noob or an expert on a particular topic. For me, when I meet an investor, I can tell pretty quickly where they sit on that spectrum by asking them this simple question. What's your dividend performance? Often I'll be met with a blank stare and a follow-up question of, well, what do you mean? Now, if you're sitting there and you can't answer that question either, then this is something you need to know, because you're putting your hard-earned money into investing in stocks or ETFs, and you're making these dividends from these things. If you don't know how they're contributing to your overall performance, then you're just in the dark and you're making potentially really bad decisions with the trades that you're making. So let me tell you a quick story about how I messed this up really big when I started investing. So I was about a couple of years into investing. I'd read all these books on Warren Buffett and thought, I know how to value a company. I know how to know if something's undervalued and it's going to go up. So I found this particular bank stock and I was like, this thing is where it's at. This is going to go up by 50% over the next couple of years. So I bought that stock, and fast forward a year later, the price hadn't gone anywhere. It was still the same price. So in my brokerage app, it said you're kind of up like 0%. So I was like, okay, no problem. I'm holding true to my hypothesis. Next year went by, so we're 2 years in, the price still hadn't gone anywhere. I'm like, okay, no problem. Just hang in there. We're going to get there. It's going to go up. Another year went by. So 3 years went by. The price was still pretty much the same. In fact, I think it had dipped a little bit. So it was like negative 0.1%. Now at this stage, I was like, I need to get rid of this thing. At least I haven't lost money because the price is still the same. So maybe I should sell it and put the money into something else that has a better chance of going up. But before I sold, I remembered this thing pays dividends. So I went into my brokerage account, got all the transactions, summed it all up. Now for context, I originally bought these shares for about $1,800. And when I summed up the dividends, I could see that I'd made about $700 in dividends from holding this stock over 3 years. Now if you do some rough maths on that, I'd made a 40% return from buying this stock. Not in capital gain, but in dividends. And that moment I realized I had no idea what I was doing in terms of tracking performance. And that is a huge mistake, because what if I'd sold that thinking it was a poor investment, when in actual fact it was doing really well. So if you couldn't answer my earlier question, think about the stocks or ETFs in your portfolio. How many of them do you think are actually not doing well that might be? There's probably quite a few, right? So that's why I built the Navexa portfolio tracker, because that handles all of this stuff for you automatically. Now, of course, you could use a spreadsheet and record all the dividends in there manually and distributions from your ETFs. And if you're comfortable with doing that, then go ahead, that's really good. But often people don't know what they're doing in terms of the maths. They make mistakes, they get wrong numbers. And if you're making decisions based off wrong numbers, it's just as bad as making decisions off no numbers at all. So I recommend checking out Navexa. I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to get your data in there and see what your dividend performance actually is. Let's jump in. So we're in Navexa here in the individual holding area. So we're looking at our CBA holding. So if we go to the trades tab, you can see we've got a buy trade back in 2018 and then another one and a dividend reinvestment record. And what Navexa does is it takes the trade information and then automatically adds in all the dividends that you would have earned based off those trades. So in the income tab, you can see we've got dividend records going from 2018 all the way through to now. Because all that's recorded, Navexa can now calculate your income return. So this is what I'm talking about with dividend performance. So we can see at this current financial year, we've made $207.14, or a 2.8% per annum return. Now, of course, we can change the date range to see, last 1 year, and now we can see the income return over that period. Or last 5 years, for example, $1,200, or all time to see that we've made a 7.67% per annum income return, which is pretty good on this fictional holding that we have here. So these are the numbers you got to know, because they will help impact your decisions going forward with your hard-earned investment. If you want to try Navexa, we offer a 14-day free trial, link in the description. And that's it. Check out this next video.